Hello, in this demonstration of iPerspective, we're going to show you how we can take a table that's in a MySQL database that has some location information of interest and generate a RESTful service around that and consume it in applications like Yahoo Pipes and Google Spreadsheets. To back up for a minute, in our last demonstration, we used this Needaloo table instead of our MySQL database that, as I stated, has some location information. These are actually handicap accessible bathrooms in the UK. You've got your Latin long and postal code and things like that. And what we had done is we had generated a RESTful service around that table using the JSON message format. And the reason being is we were consuming this RESTful service in an Android application. And that particular application was looking for the JSON format. But for Yahoo Pipes and Google Spreadsheets, we need this to be XML. So we're going to go ahead and update that message type. We'll leave it as the RESTful protocol. And then we'll just come back here and synchronize our package. And again, when we're synchronizing the package, we're just compiling the source code and then deploying it out to our target. And in this particular instance, it's a JBoss application server that I'm running locally. Click on our service here and get our detailed view of it. There we go. And I actually don't need to change the endpoint. This was the old endpoint, and we were using the select all statement here at the end, and you can see we were returning this as JSON, but now that I've resynced that service, we should see this come back as XML. There we go, and if we view source, we'll see our XML, which is what we need. So let's go ahead to our Yahoo pipe. That's interesting. Let's refresh this. We should be just fine. There we are. Now I've already set this pipe up using the rename operator and location extractor, which will basically take the data that we give to it via this REST service and display it on a map. So let's come back here and we'll get the URI, copy that, put it into our data feed, and then let's go down to the debugger, and oh, looks like it called it. And then you can see that we've got our Needaloo entity and then our records, which include things like Latin long, which you'll notice here, our Needaloo entity, and then which encapsulates our records. But let's drill down one level to get straight to our records using XPath. And then we should be able to refresh down here and just see that we can get straight to our records, which is exactly what we're looking for. And then let's refresh each one of these to make sure we've got what we're looking for. Yes, and yes, and one last refresh. Pipe output, yes, and there's our data. So let's go ahead and save this and then run our pipe. Sometimes you have to refresh. Okay, we should be in good shape. And here we go, here's our data, and it's available to us on a map, as well as a list. Let's go ahead and pull this into a website now, though, to really show you the power of RESTful services and some of these free tools that are available. So we'll just get this as a badge, and we'll go ahead and get our script that can be embedded. We can copy that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put this into a Google site. And to do that, there's one additional step. You could immediately make this an iGoogle gadget on your iGoogle homepage, but we want to put it into a site. So there's one extra step where we have to create this gadget. So we'll copy the script, and then I'm going to pull up Firefox, which has my gadget editor in it, all ready to go. And I will paste that script in here, and let's preview it to make sure we're getting, we may need to refresh this. Okay. There we go. Looks like we're back up. Let's give it the script and then preview it to make sure we got what we want. Yes, there is our Yahoo pipe. And then let's save as Yahoo pipe demo. Okay, and we'll save that, and then we just need to get this XML for the gadget. We'll copy that XML. And then I've created I've got a simple Google site set up here. We're calling it Mapping with REST. I've got a couple of tabs. One is our Yahoo pipe, and I'm just going to edit this page, and I'm going to insert that gadget that we just created into this page. And if you notice, I copied that XML, so we're going to add gadget by URL. Go ahead and copy the location of that. We'll add that gadget. Let's give it a height of 300, and we don't need to include any of this stuff. And then we can save this and save our page. And we now have our map available as a web page. So that's one way to show this data in a web page. I'm going to give you one more example using Google Spreadsheets. So I already have the spreadsheet set up, and then I have a couple tabs here, and this particular tab happens to be tied to a table gadget. So the first thing we need to do is not that. Let's just make sure we've got this out of the way, and let's load up our RESTful service in here. Now, Google Spreadsheets have a variety of functions for loading data, and one of them happens to be importing XML. So we'll select the import XML, and then we will give it our URL, and we'll go select all again. And then it requires one AXPath argument. And for this case, we'll take a look at our XML here, and we'll give it the collection root node. Copy that, and then that again is in double quotes. Collection. And this is just an XPath statement that basically gives me everything within this node. And then I hit enter, and we'll load up that data. And there is our table now in Google Spreadsheets. And one point to note here is that this is actually live, and so when this table updates, this spreadsheet will update as well. And I've created a quick gadget on this spreadsheet, and it's just a table for viewing what was just displayed in that spreadsheet. And then we can go ahead and embed this now in a site. So what we need to do is first get the gadget XML. So we'll copy that, just like we did with the Yahoo gadget. And let's go to our new page. And then we'll do the same thing here where we're going to insert a gadget. And again, by URL. So we'll go ahead and give it the location. And we'll add that. And then this particular gadget requires you to get the data source URL. So let's get this. And then we can go ahead and copy that. There we go, and then we'll put mapping. We'll refresh at 5-minute intervals, show filter, enable grouping, yes, yes, and then click OK. And then we can save our page here, and we should see our table.